I mean, like, I say I only stream 7 hours a day, but, like, other people work real, like, I don't do real jobs, but you know what I mean? Like, other people work incredibly taxing jobs. I used to work incredibly taxing jobs. I used to work in, very stressful, okay. I used to work in real stressful, like, restaurant environments. And pull, like, double and triple shifts. Or close into open shifts that were, like, 16 hours long, basically, with, like, a 5-hour nap in between. And so 7 hours a day, albeit 6 days a week, but 7 hours a day feels real manageable. When you put it on paper. If you stretch it out over the better part of a decade and take like 2 vacations in like 8 years' time, it does start to get a little grindy. I won't lie. That part starts to add up a little bit. Why am I crying? I'm very leaky today. I can feel my human emotions climbing towards the surface every time I get like volatile during a statement. Yeah, I was gonna say, Torin works a job that's actively trying to kill him and pulls hours comparable, if not longer than mine. And I know it's not a competition, but you need tomorrow off, my dude. What's funny is that streaming, normally when I get in here and I start like spending time around you folks, I feel better. You know what I mean? Like, being here, as long as it's not one of those days where managing the stream is akin to babysitting. That doesn't happen very often, but once or twice a year you have streams where it's just kind of like you're looking at the clock 30 minutes in because there's just that one viewer who's determined to make your day really difficult. But yeah, if it's not, I instantly regret coming into this room. If it's not one of those days where you're just like, shit, man, I like, everybody's out to challenge me today, or everybody's out to like, you know, to twist the knife a little bit. If it's not one of those 2 out of 365 days, generally being here makes me feel like I'm around people and socializing, which I think might be one of the big components that I'm missing, is that like Kentucky was cool for raising money and Kentucky was cool for getting to know people, but like Kentucky was actually really cool because I was just forced to interact with humans like it was normal, like it was something I do all the time. So, like, being here gives me a chance to just, like I said, I don't ever want to, like, use you guys as, like, free therapy or a place to trauma dump, but this is, like, if I've got something that's rattling around inside my head and I go, oh, you know what, I really gotta ask a question, and, you know. It's really been bothering me. I had chimichurri last night for dinner, but I often find myself wondering, like, who's the first person who decides to make this stuff up? Who's the first person to just take a handful of shit off the ground, go, this looks edible, and it all smells kind of good, stick it in a food processor, and then hit it later on with olive oil and red wine vinegar? It's really been bothering me. How does somebody come up with this kind of recipe? Man in northern Italy tried to use fake silicone arm in order to get his vaccine certificate without getting vaccinated. People are awesome. It's like, Sweets, you're preaching to the choir. I finally, after weeks and weeks and weeks of below freezing temperatures, get my heating fixed. After weeks and weeks and weeks, I pay $400 or whatever and get my heater fixed, and am able to like provide my family with comfort during the first cold snap of the season. And it jumps back up into the 60s, which is the mid to high teens for all, you know, outside the US viewers. Good old difficult Dave. You little rat bastard. Yeah. Oh, does your son want one? Yeah, I thought so. Sorry, I don't, like, with a 1.83 rate of fire, even though we've got monster damage, I just didn't have it in me. I didn't have it in me to do that one straight up, especially once he jilted me. I got a couple of different thoughts here. No, I don't. If that takes me to the I Am Error room and there's not an item in it, I'll be really pissed at myself because the Forget Me Now is guaranteed at least one more or two more items. I work 6 10-hour days, life is hell. See, that sounds like a nightmare to me. I like my job. I just don't always like how I feel when the day starts. I also got offered a job to work in a steel foundry. I don't think I've turned down a job faster. That sounds like a nightmare. So yeah, the moment that I got my heat fixed, there's instantly a warm front that's moved through where we're having like late spring, early summer weather in the middle of December. We just got our vaccine mandate as teachers in my state in Australia. Our phys ed department were in tears because they're all anti-vax. I hope this is the most difficult thing they have to go through in their lives. Wow, we have a lot of health. The irony of those being the people who educate folks on what it is to be physically healthy. Not like physicians, not like real doctors, but the administrator of the school burpee. Champion, like I'm so in my head, dude. I need your counsel. I need your guidance. Okay, I was hoping. Never mind. That's fine. The Stranger Things table. I've got analysis paralysis. It has to be Stranger Things. It has to be Stranger Things, right? Like, cause you know what I did? I did a big dumb. I watched that video where the guy was like, "Isn't this an awesome machine?" He's not trying to sell me that machine. He bought that machine for his arcade. I like maybe he's trying to sell that one out. But like watching that big old chubby redneck, I sent Champion a video of the Stranger Things table pinball machine, and I found a side-by-side comparison because I wanted to see what the difference was between a pro machine and a premium machine, besides several $1,000s, or like $1,500. And so I went and found this, like, you know, like some pinball place in the middle of nowhere. Some, you know, outside Atlanta or Rust Belt pinball machine arcade, where this like big goofy looking guy who clearly has never seen the show before
of the newest denizen of the cave
kept calling 11 this little boy right here, and kept referring to the Demigorgon as the Demi-Gorgon. He clearly has no idea what's going on in the actual content, but that's okay, because he's looking at it as a pinball fan, much like the same way that like Deadflip says he doesn't give a shit about Deadpool. He just loves that table so much. And so this guy was like, same thing, he was a pinball aficionado who couldn't have given two shits about the Stranger Things TV show. Who was literally sitting there going like, isn't this table awesome? So the big differences between the two tables was that one of them was like, hey, in this one, the ramps are decals, but in this one, the ramps are covered in the same material as the little screens in the middle of the field of play. And I was like, why would they do that? I was like, I don't want to sound like a butthole, but I'd rather have the decals than nothing. And I said, what could they possibly be hoping to accomplish with that? Down by the flippers, there is a projector. And that's what puts those images up on the little drive-in movie theater screen in the middle of the field of play. And on the premium version, there are all the ramps and the drop-down targets and the spinners have that same cinema screen material on them, because the projector will send individual images to the drop-down targets and the spinners and the ramps. So the ramps are white, and then all of a sudden a mode will activate and you'll see flashing letters that say jackpot going up the ramps. You'll see demi-dogs run through the drop-down buttons from right to left. And then, yeah, obviously we would get the kit for switching, like, we would get the kit, the UV lighting kit, that turns the entire space into the upside down. The entire space gets hit with UV light and looks different. And looks like it's being swirled by little particulates and the demigorgons in the middle of it all. So, I feel like on the weather tab you had to cut my AC today because it's gonna be 70. What kind of bipolar Cobra Commander weather machine BS is going on? I just want it to be cold now. I got so excited about having many more fires inside my fireplace. So I think that that's very clearly the winner. But then the problem becomes just finding one to purchase. I feel bad. I sent Deadflip another message and I was like, hey, I want to get the Stranger Things table. And he clearly answered me quickly to an old message from 3 months ago referencing an Addams Family table that we found that was way too cheap. And he's like, yeah, that's too cheap. It's a red flag. I wouldn't buy an Addams Family table for that amount. And then he bolted out of the message and I was like, ah, fuck. How's it still a conversation? The Stranger Things table is hands down the winner. Yeah, 100% I want to get that one. Now it's just it's the matter of finding one to purchase. I've found a lot of places that have like the $6,000 Pro version, but I genuinely have not found a place that's willing to, that has I've found one website that claims to have a premium table for sale, but I something about the website just gives me the heebie-jeebies. So I've just been going through the Stern authorized dealers trying to find somebody that has one for sale or looks like they've got a pre-order for a new run of tables for sale or something. K-Stroop tier 1 for 2 years. Oops, I hit the damn button again. K-Stroop, I'm still mad at you. Take your money and stay, because I need it. Conspicuous Compiler says, yeah, the 4X additional miniature TVs on a pinball machine, and when you're done with the pins, you can watch picture to picture on all the ramps and spinners. Yeah, it's the pinball machine that we're talking about. I have an uncle that works in a pinball shop. I'll shoot him a message if you'd like. Torrin, that sounds awesome. I'm trying to buy Stern's Stranger Things premium machine, but I've never purchased a pinball machine before in my life. And it's daunting because it costs the same as a used car. And so it's, even though Champion's already made the funds available to me, it doesn't change the fact that it's still like, I count it as money that's being held in escrow, but it doesn't change the fact that it's still almost $10,000 sitting in my accounts. That if I royally screw this up, instead of a fun memey thing that's occurred, I've created a headache and an errand for both of us to endure. Yeah, Floric Baron, let's like he and I have an arrangement. Memes are awesome and entertaining and fun for the entire channel. And so I keep the meme economy strong. And we have ever so gently edged the line out further and further. We have ever so gently edged the line out further and further, and now, as it stands, at current, the line is, what if I gave Taffy $10,000 and told him to buy a pinball machine, and then asked for streams from the pinball machine, and I was like, Yo, I'll match that $10,000 with a couple grand in AV equipment. Let's go! Yeah, no, yeah, they're very expensive memes, and it's fun to live I'm living vicariously. Don't for a second think that if Champion disappears tomorrow, that I'm gonna show up every other month and be like, chat, you know what I feel like? I feel like a used car meme. Who wants to burn 20 grand today for shits and giggles? I was really hoping that would get the tinted rock, but it most certainly did not. Huh. Maybe this guy will pay out with a bomb. First we were pergola people, now we're pinball people, and then one day, Champion, we'll have our own little private arcade, and we'll call it the pergola, and we'll have come full circle. And we'll call it the pergola. We'll fill it with pinball machines and a couple of beloved arcade cabinets. We'll have like a little food prep area that leads out to a patio that has an actual pergola. And you can sit underneath the pergola. If it's nighttime, we'll have lovely little decorative lights. If it's daytime, we make sure that it's like crawling with like grapevines. And of course, yeah, all the cutlery in this place is 1990s red, like weirdly intentionally shatter-patterned Pizza Hut cups, filled with that really, really like granular, craggy Pizza Hut ice, and Pepsi or Dr. Pepper, or you know, at that point, obviously you put in whatever you want, but. I sure hope that pin is getting its own pergola. The only reason that it gets to happen is because I basically convinced/begged Amber to let me commandeer a pinball-shaped space in our house. And I succeeded. I managed to pull it off. Sleep. Necro Maverick, what's going on? Welcome back. If he makes the sale, I get part of the commission. Yeah, honestly, ask him for a finder's fee if he helps me get this. If he helps me get this table, for sure. This might be a dumb question, but if the cool table is 6K and you have 10K available to you, no. So this is the kind of stuff, sweets, that I've been having to suss through, right? The least expensive version of the table is 6K. Sorry, I got a little bit of breakfast coffee cycling through. The least expensive version of the table is 6K. The version of the table that I want is genuinely Champions $9,000 gets us like Champions $9,000 gets us 90% of the way there. So yeah, the version of the table that I want is 9, and then the shipping gets layered on top of that, which I've not seen shipping for less than a couple $100 because they got to load this 200-pound fragile electronic and glass cabinet into a truck and get it across the country. There was a part of me that like genuinely at one point was like, maybe I'm frugal and I get the less expensive cabinet because it's easier to get a hold of and I just pocket the extra money. But then there was another part of me that's like,
hey man, those are bits.
There's another part of me that's like a little bit kind of like, hey Taffy, I got a counterpoint. I was like, okay, what's your counterpoint? Okay, counterpoint. Fuck you, it's not your money. This money was allocated for specifically this purpose. And the Taffy in my head went, Point well taken. Okay, yep, counterpoint received. Understood. Yeah, you right. Sweets the Fox drops 100 bits and says, does this cover shipping? It covers shipping the box from the storeroom to the truck, I think. If I get a commission, it would just end up back here, probably. I love feeding into the local ecosystem. I love the idea of somebody in the community somehow making a couple of ducats to rub together off of this for sure. Yeah, I'm curious about that horse pill.
Hey, Taffy, man, what does it mean when there's like bits, but a lot of them?
Fucking Twin Slug, man. Oh shit. Twin Slug with 10 bucks says I'm helping.
Bits.
You are Twin Slug, and I don't want anyone to tell. No, don't even listen to me. Don't let anyone tell you any differently. You are absolutely helping. I'm trying not to destroy any of the poops. Sweets the Fox, thank you for the 100 bits. Twin Slug, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Haggis, thank you for the 100 bits. Get that box to the back of the truck. Oh, it's funny. It's a super first world problem, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But I don't know. Like, I get invested in these things. I feel like Champion and I get along because we have the same level of investment. Well, not financially. we have not financially. If Champion and I had the same financial levels invested in this channel, we'd be like co-business owners of like a fast food restaurant chain or something at this point. Okay, that's what I wanted. Emotionally, we get invested to the same degree in making sure we're like little meme artisans. We could ship a half-done meme painting, but we gotta sit there like Da Vinci with the Mona Lisa and toil to make sure that the eyes are just right, you know? I'm trying to... Here we go, let's just do it like this. As my mom used to say, if you're buying something expensive, get the best version of it, you might not get the money or chance to do it again. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. I don't know that I'll ever buy another pinball machine again, and if I do, it'll be because I've played Stranger Things for years, and I've decided just to basically swap with another, you know, pinball collector on the internet. I've seen that quite a bit, where people buy one table, and then they essentially just swap it with other people who own comparably priced tables. So yeah, maybe I play Stranger Things for like 5-6 years and then go, alright, well that's 5 or 6 years of Stranger Things. I'm gonna swap it out and finally get that Deadpool table. But I don't think I'm ever gonna have just another spare 10 grand sitting around that I'll be able to just dump into a luxury expense, for sure. If either the Greek restaurant or the cupcake place next to the Galaxy go out of business, you let me know. It feels only proper that the Pergola Pinball and Arcade goes next to it. If nothing else, we can have our lawyer in-house basically every day. Holy shit, the amount we would see Noah. The amount we would see Noah. The irony. I was just trying to nudge that thing. You know what I mean? The irony is that, what if that's a gulp pill, that big-ass horse pill? Gulp? God, yeah, the real estate in Carytown would be expensive. I could sit there and, there's a very loud power pill. Oh, it gives me Stompy, too. I was really just hoping for Gulp out of any of those. The irony is that I'd be able to sit there and, like, eat donuts and throw pieces of donut at my last job. It would genuinely be basically across the street from the last place that I worked for somebody else. Good old Can is basically across the street from the Galaxy Diner. So I can just sit there and like eat pizza and throw the crusts across the street at their patio. No, Floric Burn, that's the problem. I don't have any more. I didn't have space for this one. Like, genuinely, there have been a lot of really fun ideas that we've had for, like, stupid shit that we could do. What was the last one? I feel like there was another one. Oh God, it was the Smeg appliances. I got Amber to sign off on a $10,000 meme that was outfitting our entire kitchen with Smeg appliances because Champion and I thought the name of the appliance company was funny. The appliances are some of the nicest kitchen appliances I've ever seen. Don't get it twisted. Smeg appliances are really nice. The toaster alone, a 2-slice of bread toaster was like $300. So if that gives you any idea, like the toaster was $300. And Champion was just like, yo, if you will outfit your entire kitchen in Smeg products, I will foot the bill. And I got Amber to sign off on that, but they didn't have it all in the color that she wanted, and that kind of put the kibosh on it. I guess, man, restock's not nearly as good as it used to be. My rate of fire is already pretty bad. Let's just go in and we'll hope that we find something that makes the rate of fire better. Honestly, I like Steve Jobs. I still so it used to be that when Amber and I were penny pinching, it used to be that when Amber and I penny pinched, it was because we needed to do it to survive. Now we pinch pennies. I have to try to figure out how to say I's and E's differently. We pinch pennies, not because we have to survive, but because A, we don't know when this gravy train's gonna stop, and B, we use the money that we save to do much larger projects, like buying her a car. So instead of going out to restaurants or, you know, having stuff delivered to the house frequently, hold on. So instead of going out to restaurants frequently, instead of having food delivered often, instead of going out to a lot of movies or going on a lot of vacations, we just squirrel that money away. And I've genuinely had places where I've thought to myself like, damn, I really want a garage. The problem is, I'm physically limited by the fact that I don't have enough land. There's not enough land around my house to support a garage, and a garage would support like an old school garage would support, like, I wouldn't put my car in it. An old school garage would just turn into my arcade / like workout room. But I don't have the land for a garage. One of our cars has to park on the street. But I definitely have pushed around, like, is there any possible way I could get a second pinball machine in this house? There is not. There's nowhere, until the boys move out, there's nowhere for a second pinball machine to go.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Just street viewing my way down the road, Taffy. 3011 West Carey Street in Richmond, Virginia caught my eye. That's totally the place that Noah would have if he opened up his own law office. Okay, let me see. 3011 Carey Street. Oh God, yeah. What's there now? Is it empty? It just says brick and mortar on the outside. We could set Noah up in his own little like courthouse right across from Mellow Mushroom. And he can glad hand and foghorn leghorn his way down the street to come to the pergola and play pinball while he picks up his while he waits for his Galaxy Diner lunch to get made. Twin Slug says, why did I just hear Ozzy Osbourne yell all aboard when you said gravy train? All aboard! Oh, boo, shush.
Pretty fly.
Guess who was fiddling with his home settings? Just the worst. Just the worst. Champion gifts 12 months of subs to Dylon Shariel. 4,122 gifted subs in the channel. That's reasonable. That's a reasonable number of gifted subs. Yeah, we've got a handful of people that have just decided
Puberty.
that it's not worth
Power pill.
it's not worth gifting subs if you're not just gonna go ahead and gift the entire year. Let me get down to the boss fight and then I'll take my little stretch break. I'm gonna go touch base with Amber. She literally came downstairs as I was walking upstairs to get ready for work. I feel bad. I kind of gave her a little. That's so good. I gave her a little bit of grief. Not a lot of grief. I gave her a little bit of grief. She said a handful of our theater friends, like our lady female friends, our female theater friends have a group they call the Coven, which I think is fucking awesome. The guys tried to do it once. We drank beers and sat in on a Zoom call. Where's the boss fight? Okay, it's all the way up here. We did a Zoom call and tried to sit in on it and drink some beer. We did it once, but then other than that, we were all just like super antisocial and stressed out and tired all the time. So we were just like, yeah, love you guys, miss you guys. We'll do this again soon, right? Wink, and then we've never done it since. And then it was Mad Max Fury Road. Yeah, I've got a very sentimental spot in my heart for the Bird Theater for sure. I got a sentimental spot in my heart for the Bird Theater for exactly that reason. Oh, dude, Holling's worthless. I don't remember why I saw Mad Max because, like, when it came out, I was not at a place where I was not at a place where I had the luxury of just seeing a shit. I haven't been in a place where I've had the luxury of seeing a shitload of movies in a decade. Because kids. Amber admittedly lets me sneak out. And Amber admittedly lets me sneak out when it's important. You know, like our mutual friend Andrew goes, "Hey, I've got reservations at Cine Bistro to go see the newest Marvel flick," and he's a huge comic book nerd. Do you guys want to come with? And I go, well, I might be able to come, but somebody's got to watch The Boys. Then Amber's always the one who watches The Boys, and I get to go out and you know, see the flick. But yeah, I don't remember exactly why it worked out that I had already seen Fury Road, and Andrew hadn't, and I was sitting there, I remember thinking to myself, like, I don't feel like I should be enjoying this movie. It feels like it's way too over the top and stylized for me to be enjoying this movie. But I also remember thinking to myself as I was watching Mad Max Fury, I mean, I own it on Blu-ray now. I remember thinking to myself as I was watching Mad Max Fury Road, I was like, I'm grinning so hard it hurts my face. Like I just remember watching that movie and thinking to myself, like, this is fucking spectacular. I love how banana balls this movie is. Gara, what's going on? Welcome back. Popping between the cave and the chess championship. How's everyone been? I am convinced now because I just realized I don't get Sunday off. I do, but like I have to take my kids. Ooh. I have to take my kids to Christmas Town at Busch Gardens. So it's, you know, I'm not coming into stream here, but I'm not getting like a normal day off. So I am gonna take tomorrow off because November really did a number on me. So I'm starting to rally and I'm starting to feel myself again, but I also just feel sort of a constant sense of panic that I'm behind, even though I'm basically kind of caught up on everything I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, dude, champion, like Carytown, so there's a lot of like, there's a lot of snooty in Carytown. There's a lot of like posh, but you can easily dodge those places. And once you dodge those places, it's just boutique stuff. It's One-Eyed Jack's. Did you see One-Eyed Jack's there? That's my place for like, if I ever got into like Magic the Gathering. That's where I buy my board games. I don't buy my board games off Amazon if I can help it. I buy my board games from One-Eyed Jack's. One-Eyed Jack's is down there. Mellow Mushroom is down there. The Bird Theater's down there. There's all sorts of cool shit. All sorts of cool. Oh my god, I'm in the boss fight. Yeah, One-Eyed Jack's is has a special little place in my heart. I like that place quite a bit. Yo, what would you do for a devil deal? I like Carytown quite a bit. I feel bad because when I worked there, people would say, "Oh, what's your favorite thing to do in Carytown?" And I was like, "Work." No, I like obviously you like to make money, but like when you're not working in Carytown, what's your favorite thing to do? What's your favorite thing to do while you're here? And I was like, I can't afford to do anything on this street. I'm a waiter. Trying to decide whether or not I want to play out the, I think I do. I think I do want to play out the sack room. I think it's worth it to me. I'm not burn off a whole bunch of soul hearts doing it, but... Oh, thanks, Too Forgetful. Too Forgetful says you fucking earned it. I appreciate it. Yeah, I suppose so. The anxiety of falling behind never ends. It never really feels like you catch up. Denizen meetup in Carytown, yes please. I don't know where it is anymore, but there used to be a place called Carytown Burgers and Fries down there. And also a really crazy tea shop that I liked a lot. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's why it's worth all the effort. You know what, as long as we're here. Boy, 120 volt. 120 volt makes short work of bosses with the Book of Shadows. I might as well see it through. Deliver us from evil. Finish it. Hey, and we get our soul hearts back. Never punished. I don't know why. Out of all the quotable lines from Spider-Man 1, Aunt May saying the Lord's Prayer and the Green Goblin busting through the wall. Finish it! I don't know. That's the one that stuck with me. And so Gara, this place was like this awesome little tea shop down in Carytown. To the best of my knowledge, it's kind of owned by like a crazy lady. If I remember correct, it's been at least 10 years since I've been in there. But I want to say I'd heard all sorts of like bizarre rumors about the lady that owns that tea shop. Yeah, Sean, I would happily, like, what's funny is you'll never believe this, I've had a fan meetup in Carytown before, chat. The problem was none of you knew who I was then. Let me see if I can find it. Boy, Instagram loads slow as shit on browser. I feel bad because these chests that either have the teeth or the chests that have the ghosts inside, they show you one thing with Guppy's eye, but then they shuffle it right before they either hurt you or come to life. I didn't know if there'd be more stuff in there. Dude, Instagram is taking forever to load. Is Tappy making up an old fan meetup? Whatever, just hit me. I don't have the patience necessary to navigate that. Yeah, it's back during the Woofles days. Back during the Wiffles days. I can't get my Instagram page to load up. And just run straight at him. I once again do not have the patience necessary. There it goes. Goodness gracious. I'll take free bombs. I am very fast and aggressively scanning down. Towards the bottom. Oh, my kids start getting very small in these photos and it just makes my heart ache. Oh, yeah. We told everybody we told everybody where we were gonna be. August 12th, 2013. We told everybody where we were gonna be. And Rob and Grayson and I went to Carytown Burgers and Fries down in Carytown. We were like, anybody who's in this area who wants to come meet Wiffles and Taffy are more than welcome to come out.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
We didn't expect anybody to show up, but secretly we were kind of hoping that somebody would. It was a very chubby Grayson. Snakebitten, tier 3, 47 months, 47 whole months. Snakebitten, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Both the number of months in the tier 3, very generous. Very, very generous. Richie, welcome back, sir. By the way, Taff, where are you gonna end up being busy tomorrow? I'd like to buy the fam a meal, potentially. Yeah, like I literally was just telling chat, I think I gotta take tomorrow off, so I am not gonna be busy tomorrow. That sounds incredibly generous. Oh, you know what? Amber's going out tomorrow night, so me and the boys could stand to get something. Not to throw Amber under the bus and be like, she's getting her fancy meal tomorrow. But I guess if you wanted to sponsor a boys evening in, I'm sure Grayson and Rory would flip shit over it. Carytown Meetup Part 2. Yeah, that's a Grayson. I mean, if you go all the way back in this profile, man, you get photographs of like itty bitty Grayson, man, and he is a handsome little boy, but he is a chubby cheeked little pinchable bud. This child. Sorry, I'm doing that parent thing where you just get to see photos of my son. His little pinchable cheeks all the way back to the beginning. Oh, melts my heart. Melts my heart. One more. All right, now I'm done. Sounds fantastic. One moment. Fair enough. Yeah, I'll find out what the boys want. And I'll make it happen for them. Yeah, Amber is going out. The irony that cracks me up is that Amber is going out to a place that I've been trying to get her and the boys to take me to as a birthday present for like literal years, and she's going out to it tomorrow night. Finally won a Lilith run, but is on a daily challenge. Kiba, it's okay. Stick with it. I don't want to downplay it, but Lilith runs are not that bad. It just takes time to get used to them. Okie doke. Okie doke. Too Forgetful drops $100. Boys night, treat yourself. Don't feel obligated to spend it all on food either. I have missed my sons. I feel like I have not seen my sons very much recently, so I will basically tell them to pick whatever sounds good. Pick whatever gets them excited, whether that's, I'm running low on keys here. Whether that's Chinese food or burgers or pizza or whatever. And see if we, let's do this. On a run like this where we're in such good shape, I know it seems funny. But I want to give myself a little breathing room. Yeah, I'll essentially let them pick. They got their, it'll be a celebration. They got their second vaccination shot 2 days ago. And from what I can tell, didn't even have like a day of downtime. They seem to have muscled right through it. So I feel like they are very much due. Rory's gonna go apeshit. Rory gets so giggly at the prospect of especially dad and Rory time, but like a boys' night in, Rory wants so bad just to be like a part of a little club. So I'm positive that he'll lose his little mind. We're just gonna walk out. We're gonna take that stat bonus. God, Sharon, no one wants to see your baby pictures. Go back to your cubicle. Decided to join the meme and purchase 50 Canadian ruples verse of Shibcoin to the moon. Thank you, Too Forgetful. Hey, chat, will somebody help me remember? I am currently looking for a person who is not Rusty Brazenfire, who purchased Curio for me. Somebody bought me Curio and I don't know who it is. I've got their real name and I think it's familiar, but I can't, I don't want to just be like, hey, is anybody's name? And then just throw out somebody's real name. I did get sent more. Remind me when I go downstairs and I'll
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Grab the receipt. And Too Forgetful again, that's so incredibly generous of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The way I see it is the challenge was good practice for moving Lilith and her familiars around. That's fair. Literal Stickman, welcome back. Framery gifts 3 months of subs to Gara. Framery, thank you. 405 gifted all time. Yeah, this is the order. Besobella, black garlic powder, and bonga spice. The black garlic powder, Amber and I were just taking turns smelling it through the seal because it was so potent.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Straight up Taffy, I have like just under 1 million SHIB with those Canadian True Freedom units. I don't have any, like, I'm toying with the idea of pulling together like a gimmicky little streamer overlay for myself. Like I'm thinking about paying Santa, the dev, not the mythical wintertime hero. But I'm toying with the idea of having like Santa potentially build it for me, where if chat wants to make contributions to like a stock portfolio or a collection of cryptocurrencies or whatever, in my name or on my behalf, that can be done. But otherwise, I am blissfully unaware of crypto. And then if there's a mod around, Framery would like to use that gifted sub, or the 3 months of gifted subs, to nominate a new game on the spreadsheet. Roar, tier 1, 21 months of gifted sub from Champion. Roar, welcome back and thank you so much for being here. You fucking slaved away in November, dude. I think you earned a nice day off on someone else's dime. I appreciate the sentiment. I don't know, like, you know, I guess my take is like, if you tell everybody that what you do is your dream job and that you're lucky to show up to work every day, then it shouldn't be that difficult to have a couple of spots where you really have to like sacrifice and put in the effort. You know? I don't know. I get to be like my own worst critic and enemy. I get to be like my own worst critic and enemy when I'm just like, when people are like, hey, you know what, you work hard, and I'm like, ah. Like, I deflect instead of accepting the compliment. I'm like, nah, coal miners, they work hard. It's almost like people who would shit on this profession just puppet me. They possess me through a voodoo doll. Instead of just being like, hey, thanks, you're right, I do work hard. I try very hard at what I do.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Dear Santa, all I want for Christmas is a reasonable and responsible 401k and pension plan strategy, plus some cryptocurrency in which to dabble. I don't think I have a mod here right now. Frimry, hold on. Kenna Bridge of Spirits. I'm gonna put it on a tab so we don't lose it. It looks good. Will mod for nudes. You listen, you don't want a panoramic of my naked ass. XCal, Prime Gaming 7 months. XCal, welcome back, man. Again, thank you for the cake the other day. XCal literally lives down the road from me. He is the kind-hearted individual who occasionally helps Amber and I buy a moment's rest and respite from the whirlwind that is our children. You know what? I'm just gonna go. I don't need secret rooms. I need this secret room, though. Told you. The kids have such interesting conversations on the way to school. I hope so. The kids are getting to an interesting age. Look at me. I am the mod now. Normally, I don't have a problem with, like, you know, needing a mod and not having a mod. Our mods... I'm genuinely shocked often... Okay, that's distracting. I'm shocked often at how... I mean, like, I am having a very good stretch, but I'm not having the kind of stretch where I can keep mods on staff and not instantly kind of put myself back at you know, bartending pay. So I'm genuinely shocked at how frequently there's somebody here every single day, every minute of the day, just waiting to help us out, because the best I can do is like, hey, would you guys like a meal? Would you guys like a video game? Because all of these people have like real jobs and not just like obligations that they've manufactured for themselves to this community. Honestly, Shauna, like, I used to think like, man, I have to be one of the only people who's riding the cusp of making enough money to potentially like put a mod on lockdown. I was like, I always just assume, it all just links back to the Twitch leak taught me something, and that was that I always assumed I was falling behind. I always assumed that in the revenue game, I always assumed that I was not doing as well as I thought, or as I thought other people were doing. I thought, like, genuinely, when that list got leaked, I think it was Apocalyptic and Squint Fox who got on the horn with me and said, hey, there's a Twitch leak. The top 10,000 partners had their financial data leaked. And my response was, did I make the list? Because I just assumed that other people were doing much better than me. And I just assumed that I was like, oh, you know what? I bet you the average channel I've heard of I bet you the average channel I've heard of probably makes enough money that they could afford to lock down a permanent mod or two. I was like, man, I'm on the cusp. You know, like, you know, I'm in a place where, like, I'm paying my editors. You know, I'm paying my editors because it's work that I just cannot do on my own. I was like, man, maybe if like this Song Trader stock takes off and the channel gets a little less, like a little more unruly, then I'll look into it. But I was just like, I always felt bad. I was like, man, there's probably just a whole bunch of streamers out there who can't afford it and just don't, and that makes me sad. And then the leak happened, and I was like, damn, almost nobody makes enough money to support having a full-time paid mod.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
I don't know. It just surprised me. Did I make the list? And then I knew something had happened because, like, I can tell when Squint Fox knows something and he thinks it's something that I've said's funny to the point of being almost cute. Whereas, like, Squint Fox would be like, hey, so you need to get these 9 parts, and that'll be what you need to get your AV equipment together. And I'll ask a question like, do I need electricity for that? And you can, even though it's Discord and it's being typed, you can feel the pause in the air. Do you need electricity to power these components? Pause. Squint Fox is typing. Pause. Squint Fox is typing. Pause. Squint Fox is yes. Period. Yes, period. Taffy, comma, you need electricity for these components, period. And when they told me, they're like, yeah, there's a list of the top 10,000 streamers that leaked. And it shows all of your finances from Twitch for the last, like, 28 months or whatever. And I said, oh, man. The top 10,000? Yeah. Did I make it? Pause. Yeah, dude, you made the list. Crazy. Where am I? Like 9,000, 8,000, 8,888? That'd be perfect. Pause. Well, you are in the 8s. From Header to Footer, Prime Gaming for 2 years. Thank you so much. There's someone I watch, I was both surprised and not surprised. Their channel's like 3 times larger than this one on viewers, but their revenue was 25%, less than 25% of Taffy's, which again goes to the fact that the quality of your viewers is way more important than the number. We talked about this with Justin and Brizzy here the other day. Like, very loud. I obviously hit lightning in a bottle with like the kinds of viewers that I have, the kind of community that I have, and the personality that I have all aligning so that it's much easier for me to make money off of this than Justin or Brizzy, based on the conversations that we had, not me shitting on them like, oh, get better, scrub. But based on the conversations we had yesterday, it's easier for me. Can I get my tier 3 towards VA11 Hall A Cyberpunk bartender action? Sorry for the bother with the new game. That's okay. Let me just copy and pasta that. You gotta remember that Fremery was 3 months of tier 1. And Snake Bittens is a tier 3, because I haven't stopped to learn how the new spreadsheet works. Listen, I'm not saying I can't do this work. I'm just saying I haven't stopped to learn how just yet. I just see the Captain Reynolds meme as he's typing. Funny story, that's actually from, that meme is from Castle. It's actually not from Firefly. Have you taken a look? I still have. I have the Binding of Isaac card game right there. I have never opened it. I I have 4 souls right there. I have never opened it. It makes me feel any better. Discord permanently shows Noah is typing for me. I feel like that is no Kiba. Noah has done that to you. that is Noah's bio information. He put it that way a while ago and thought it was very funny, and has just left it there so that you never truly know whether or not you're
This is the story of the newest denizen.
about to receive information from Noah, or whether or not you're seeing the bio information. As the it's Noah being clever, and I didn't realize this, but Noah being clever is infuriating. King of Atlantis 96 Prime Gaming 2 months. Thank you so much. Definitely struck lightning in a bottle with viewers, but you're the one who makes the stream what it is. Much love. I appreciate that. I will say, it was funny because we had this conversation with Justin and Brizzy yesterday. Oh my God, why did I not take sinus infection? We had this conversation with Justin and Brizzy yesterday where I said I always kind of felt weird. I'll turn the game down a little bit. I always said that I felt a little bit weird when people gave me credit for like, oh man, you know, Taffy built such a great channel and community. And Taffy did so much work to be able to generate revenue on his job. I guess, but at the same time, like, Champion, Reenie, Acid Trip and JJ Madison, Glitch, all of these people had their 2 cents on how the memes could be more fun in this channel, and handed me a piece of the blueprint. The only thing that I can think of that I absolutely take credit on, and even then, a little bit of this was Nate. Nate had a huge hand in the beginning. The only thing that I can think of that I take even a little bit of credit on, as far as I'm like, yes, that was me, I did that, was like the visual assets. Nate was educating me on how important it was to make high rollers feel, come on Bluffy, to make high rollers feel like they were receiving proper amounts of like dopamine rushes, which is why like the big bit bomb and all that jazz came into being. I literally went and dictated that. Like, Trey made it look amazing, but I told him exactly what I wanted to see. So like that part I absolutely take a big portion of credit, is that I pulled all the polish together for sure. But yeah, genuinely, the reason we have so much fun, cool shit is because so many people in chat have contributed ideas that have made this place fun to hang out in. They've had ideas that they've forced me to implement, kicking and screaming. Ollie Queen, welcome back. Really? I have no idea where the second secret, or where the secret room is. Yeah, this is like, honestly, I low-key kind of hope that the game lets me go to Delirium. I'm running out of ideas. There we go. Worth it. I don't think that can really do much of anything for me, can it? I mean, besides that, I guess. This is awkwardly quiet. I mean, I guess there's a super low chance that it pays me out with a deal with the angel item. It could just explode, chat. Keep your eyes peeled for that. coward. It did in fact take my health away. And it gave me blessings for a deal with the angel I can't possibly get without a devil card. So that's not nothing. We finished Halo Reach yesterday. I knocked out Reach and ODST both in 4 days combined. I mean, like, I was playing it on normal, but I'm surprised at how quickly they went. So we're on to Halo 4 today after Isaac. Come on, Mango Santa. I'm going to make it physically impossible for me to get hit this entire run, or this entire fight. $120 volt along with 4.5 volt is, and then something like the Book of Shadows is too much. Mango Santa will never have a chance to hit us. Oh, Xanterlac, you'll have to let me know. Like, you'll have to play Stranger Things and let me know, but then also let me know whether or not you see the Pro or the Premium version. I genuinely think Stranger Things is almost certainly the route I have to go for the pinball machine. Yeah. I knew you had it in you. Mandalorian Limited Edition. Yeah, so the regular Stranger Things could be either the Pro or Premium. The Pro, you'll know it's the Pro if there's decals on the ramps and spinners. You'll know it's Premium if the if the ramps and spinners have the same white finish as the screens in the middle, because the Premium has a projector down by the flippers that projects images onto the drop targets and the spinners and the ramps. But yeah, just let me know what you think. The irony is I don't think I could be, like, there's a part of me that's trying to buy this machine before the year ends so that I can write it off as a business expense. I mean, like, there's the part of me that's impatient and wants my toy. I'll own that. There's a part of me that's just a kid who wants to open his Christmas present. Hello? There's a part of me that just is an impatient child who wants his Christmas present. But genuinely, there's also a part of me that wants to get it purchased so that I can write it off this year. This song's called Sweet Victory. Is this Sweet Victory like... This is SpongeBob Sweet Victory, isn't it? No. Just sounded like it at a glance. Yeah, the Mandalorian limited edition. I feel bad because there's a part of me that, like, I think the boys would like Mando. But there are a couple of ramp shots in Mando that I feel like are more difficult than they'll want to try. It's so funny. I have to remind myself, too, that Bug's gonna need a stool to stand on. Sounds good, XCal. I appreciate you stopping in. Thank you for the Prime Gaming sub. It's not gonna matter. Remember the worst thing that happened in the world was we were teased with Sweet Victory be the halftime show at the Super Bowl, and then we were debated. That was back when that's what was important. Did you see that the Dallas Stars hockey team was really upset that that didn't happen, so they made it the halftime show for them instead? Arcade 1-Up sells stools that feels like the kinds we used to have in arcades. Yeah. I almost feel like if I was gonna do something like that, it'd have to be something that I could fold up. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna get hit that much. There's limited space in the library for this thing. I'm already eating up a lot of space. I'm already eating up a lot of space by putting a pinball table in there. So I really need to make sure that like, anything else that's a solution. A stool wouldn't be a bad idea, though. Maybe I gotta figure out where I'm gonna hide it when I'm not using it. I guess I just put it right next to the pinball machine and just make sure that it always hugs it. I just need it not to go into the flow of traffic because that same area is in the little pass-through that goes between the library and the dining room. Under the machine, I mean, like if I could get the stool to collapse and level, I could just tuck it away under there. Yeah, like a foldable step stool or something like that. You've been deeper into pinball lore than me, but they have one listed as H&R Block, so I'm excited to do pinball taxes. I saw one that, like, I'm interested to play it, not necessarily interested to own it, called Oktoberfest. And it's literally just a celebration of the German tradition of Oktoberfest. It just, like, the entire thing is just like the Oktoberfest festival and a celebration of the beer. And I'm super curious how you make a pinball machine about Oktoberfest. Alright, hear me out, Tappy. You push a button in the pinball machine and a stool comes up from the floor. Amber will love it. It goes out of the way. Only minor construction to the house. Yeah, it's listen, as an owner of a house that's set on top of a concrete slab, the only thing I've really learned is how easy it is to put things under the house. If I've learned anything during my time owning a house that sits atop a concrete slab, I've learned two things, really. One is that when you drop something in the kitchen onto the tile, it's always totally fine, especially glass and ceramics. You would think that by putting kitchen tile on top of a hard concrete floor, that glass and ceramic kitchen utensils and plates and dishes would just explode. I mean the kind of explode where that shit ends up in the living room, that shit ends up in the dining room, that shit ends up underneath the appliances. We're finding bits of glass and porcelain for weeks at a time, even after Amber does a deep clean. You would think that's the case. It's not so. It falls down, it bounces around harmlessly, and it lands with nary an incident. Which reminds me, I should put some Fiestaware and Pyrex on the gift list because we've had a lot explode when we drop it. Number two is that it's incredibly easy to put things underneath your house when there is no underneath your when there is no underneath your house. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Wayne Manor was easier to build under because it had back caves in place than our little house in North Chesterfield, Virginia. They actually had one like that in King's Dominion, something at Alexandria. At one point, it's over a decade, but yeah, in their German area, pretty sure they had an Oktoberfest pinball machine. It's made by a company. I think the company is called American Pinball, and I just happened to cross it while I was looking up pinball machines last night. I was just shocked. I was shocked to see an Oktoberfest pinball machine. It's cool. Taffy talk good. Come on, lad. Let's get this job done. Don't run. I'm chasing you this time. You like so much being the aggressor? Well, this time you're the one being hunted, you dipshit. I am the monster. You are my prey. And I still can't telefrag you, so you're still like kind of safe. You can hide to catch your breath. The best I can do is sometimes I get to hide out over the skulls when I have flight. That's right. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. That's a good one. That's a good run. Whee. Now I just gotta find my way back. I think it was up, right? Maybe. Maybe it was down and then upright. I've erred. Listen. I just wanted to see what was in the secret room. Is that such a crime? Difficult to nitpick this run, but flight would have been nice. Yeah, we're on the right track. You want a second taste? You want another helping of the pain? Oh, the pain buffet is open 24 hours a day, my friend. And it's all you can eat. Good news. Me and Bluppy got 2 tickets to the show and you're invited.
Someday, Bumbo, lucky Bumbo, someday the Bumbo is a bad Bumbo. He got corn.